Mohammed, you are muted, eh? Cool.
Here we go.
Kander, let us know once we are live.
So we are live, I see, man.
Okay, we are already live? Oh, yeah, we are live. We are live. Okay, perfect. We can start.
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Here, Jaffer from Dialog Blockchain and Latency. I'm very, very, very happy to have to launch this webinar series. This webinar is the first series of our webinar series, and the target is to interact, to build, to educate, and to share with you what other people are doing. Our target is to inspire you, is to bring what others are doing, what the challenges they faced are, and we will try to explain and promote what everyone is doing from his side. I'm very happy to moderate this webinar with Mohammed Mnif, my co-founder. Mohammed.
Thank you, Jafar. Yeah, so I'm thrilled as well to be part of this webinar and to have this awesome and amazing panelists from the region. I have special affection, I think, to most of the guests that we have today, starting with you, Jafar, with whom I started this whole entrepreneurship journey in around the Web3 industry and blockchain technologies, as we have identified a potential solution for the region. We still, 6 years later, I think that I personally still have the belief and see the whole potential of what can the blockchain as disruptive technology bring to the MENA region and to Africa as well. So yeah, I'll let you take the lead on the moderation. And
yes. So Mohammed, thank you. I just want to bring to the attention of the audience that we are in a bear market and it's the time to build. So today we bring builders and community leaders. I will start by introducing or giving the floor to Eli, who is one of my idols. Eli, can you say in 2 words, not in 2 words, take your time. Who are you, and what is your project that you are working on?
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you first for inviting me. I mean, I'm just a builder, you know, like I like to build projects. I've been in blockchain since a while, 2016. It's funny, before starting this panel, some people they were saying, "Hey, you still have hair?" I said, "Yeah, but I have white hairs." So, so yeah, I started my journey in blockchain in BNP Paribas in France, and moved to several projects. Worked in a centralized exchange, decentralized exchange. Built the first project, which was on tokenization. The product still exists, but in 2021, beginning of 2021, we shifted the company to be purely working on DeFi. If I want to summarize what we are doing, so the company is called Valk, but the product is called Merlin. So for anyone listening to us who would like to know their DeFi positions, you can go to mymerlin.io. The idea behind Merlin was that today, if you think about exchanges, okay, like Binance, Kraken, Coinbase, and others, they're done in a very good way to attract institutional, but any trader. Why? Because they're centralized. So you as a trader, you go, you trade, you have a clear overview of your P&L, of your open position, your closed position. So at the end of the day, if you want to download all the trade that you did and you want to see where you made money or you lost money, it's easy for you. Everything is centralized. Let's take the same thing and apply it to DeFi. It's much more complicated because not only you're interacting with one entity, Like if you're adding liquidity, you have several options. You have Uniswap V2, V3, Trader Joe, SushiSwap, and so on and so on. So for you to go and to do the same thing of what Binance is providing you, it's very difficult. In fact, there is a way, because all the trades are centralized on the blockchain. So you need to go read from the blockchain, put them on your server, treat the data, and curate it so you can understand first what is your PNL and what were your position that were closed. And this is exactly what we're trying to solve with Merlin. So Merlin is a DeFi dashboard where you can put your wallet or connect your wallet, and it would automatically calculate your PNL on several DeFi venues. So today, who are we catering? We have crypto funds, we have custodians, we have a crypto accountant and taxation. For anyone who's interested to understand more the DeFi position, as I told you in the beginning, you can go to mymerlin.io, paste your wallet, and you will be able to understand your positions. Now, just before I finish, there is some tools today on the market that are good, but they lack something, which is the historical value. So for the people that understand DeFi, you would know like DBank, Zapper, and Zerion are good tools, but what they do is they just aggregate all your information and put them in one platform. The difference of what we are providing is you can go and read all the history of your transaction and provide, let's say, close position. Like you added the liquidity to Uniswap V2 pool, you close that position, you go on DBank, you will not see that this position existed. And this is not acceptable. So because we go back in time, we index all the trade, we are able to show you this information, and we show you if you made or lost money. So I hope that some people will be happy by seeing when they go on the platform that they've made money.
Yeah, awesome. Eli was wondering, since I know that you are currently based in Dubai, so what's your main target with Merlin and Valk in more general?
So me being in Dubai, I would not say it's for a business reason.
Yeah.
So I lived in Europe for the past 12 to 13 years, and I said I miss the sun. So it's good to go to a warmer place. So this is one of the reasons why I moved to Dubai.
But it's also a crypto paradise. Like today, gathering a lot of interest from entrepreneurs in the MENA region.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I'll let Nadim speak more about it. But I mean, when I came to Dubai, for me, it was just a personal choice. But now I meet more and more founders in Dubai. Now, of course, with the war, like in Ukraine and Russia, there is a lot of entrepreneurs that are building like very good product, and a lot of them are here. Also from UK, we see a lot of founders here, and I mean there is a very good community in Dubai. Speaking about the company, our biggest market is the US, because today 35% of the wallet trading on DeFi are in the US. Awesome. And Europe. Asia, there is some activities, but mainly US and Europe, and we can see it in our statistics, are the biggest market for DeFi trading today.
Oh, cool. I have a question. So I think your solution is really helpful. Like today, when I want to track my investment, when I want to track what I'm doing, I face a lot of issues. So I think the solution really bring value to any investor. And my question, like the first question that came in my mind is that any type of wallet, like what can I like use more than Ethereum wallet? Like do you guys track like what network are supported? Can you give us some?
Yes. Yeah, that's a very good question, because I mean this is what mainly our roadmap are based on, and we can discuss later the roadmap for other than the PNI. But okay, so we support a lot of protocols. So we have more than 1,000 protocol, 25 chains, mainly EVM. Karim, don't be sad. Nadim, don't be sad. We don't have Cardano. I mean, the DeFi activity is not that big on Cardano. And Solana, we have a roadmap for Solana. So if you go today, you put the Solana wallet, you will see that we cover 10 protocols, but will be up to 40 by the end of this year. Now, the thing is that covering those protocols does not mean that we are calculating the PNL, because the way that you calculate the PNL is by understanding all the history of transactions. So we index the smart contract of each DeFi protocol. Just to give you an example, like Aave, when we index the Aave protocol, it's about 60 gigabytes of data, only one protocol, Aave. Uniswap V2, we're speaking more than 100 gigabytes of. So on the PNL side, we cover 10 protocols today, and by the end of the year, we'll be around 20-25 protocols, mainly Ethereum, Avalanche, Polygon, BSC, and Solana for this year. And mainly we're speaking about big protocols like Curve, Convex, Aave Compound, Lido, Aave V3, SushiSwap, Frax, and so on.
All right. So a lot of questions start to come into.
Yeah.
I will. We will come back to it. We'll come
Sure.
Yeah. So before going to the next speaker, I want to do a special introduction, because this guy is, I think he's building something really good. And as Dara Blockchain is based in Tunisia, so we are very happy to have Raed. So Raed, he's a young entrepreneur. He's building something very good that he will be explaining. And he's one of the Tunisian talents that I believe will go very far in the ecosystem. So Raed, please, man. Who are you, and what are you?
Yeah, so I'm Raed, as you just mentioned. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you, guys. We are sharing a lot of information. I think it's very helpful, especially for the knowledge and for the people who are watching us. So mainly, I came from a background of data engineering and machine learning, and I switched to check what's going on with the blockchain. What's the crypto? What's blockchain? So I'm the founder of Sync Protocol, and what we were doing lately, we give ourselves a chance to enter the gaming, or let's say the gamify in the blockchain, when first Solana came up, because we have seen a lot of potential, especially in Solana, and mainly in the transaction speed plus the transaction fees, because they are like nothing. It's near real time, and the transaction fee is almost zero, so it will not cost nothing. So we just thought that it's a good thing to do with the gaming, because in gaming, we cannot go with Ethereum, for example, or Bitcoin, because of what we call the gas fee plus the delay of the transaction, of the time that it takes. So Solana, it was good target. We said, okay, let's build something for gaming with Solana. So we have this idea to integrate Solana with Unity 3D, the gaming engine, and Unreal Engine as well, the two most well-known gaming engine in the industry now. And we have seen that most of the projects that are building game on Solana, they are doing it just for web. No mobile at that time, like I'm talking maybe 1.5 years. So what we did is develop a Solana SDK for Unity that it will allow game developer to integrate Solana into their game and use most of Solana API, or interact with most of Solana smart contract. Because, for example, let's say Eli, you mentioned, for example, DEX and trading. Even Solana, I think they have this like the on-chain order book. So what we did is also we exposed the order book trading, the NFT creation, and all the stuff that you can do, let's say, in general in the blockchain, in gaming. which is available for desktop, Android, iOS, and also WebGL. Yeah, web or WebGL. This is our first product, and we are doing now the same thing on Near. So we are doing Near SDK for Unity because, you know, the also Near, it's just a fee, it's a small fee plus the near real-time transaction. So it's good for gaming because people, when they are playing games and they wanted to send a transaction or send some token or sell or buy inside the game itself, they don't want it to wait a lot of time. Yeah, and so on. Our last product, which we are working right now and making a good progress, is a Near wallet. So it's a Near dedicated wallet, and we have a plan to go multi-chain at the beginning of 2023, which it does include on-chain chat, a secure on-chain chat from wallet to wallet, plus a music player for NFT audio and video. So if you have some audio NFTs, you can create a playlist like Spotify. We believe maybe it will be the next Spotify, and we will see that. So when we finish our product. Yeah, this is what we are doing. So yeah, this in general. Yep.
Brilliant, brilliant. I saw Raed that you guys released the first version, and you are asking for people to start to come and test it. So
yeah, exactly.
Call, feel free to use this channel to do it.
Yeah, actually, we have our first version. It does include all the normal wallet because, yeah, I'll take 2 minutes to talk about why we are doing this. Most of the wallet that does exist now, they are what we have seen. It's too complicated for the user. We have Web2 user who don't understand maybe trading, who don't understand swapping, who don't understand staking. Most of the people, let's say, who are not a trader, they are using a wallet just to keep their crypto there. They wanted to trade, they wanted to swap. So we thought that let's make it easier. Maybe we just have the basic functionalities or features plus some other features that the people they are convinced or they are using them in daily basis. Let's say, for example, for the NFT audio, it's just a player where you can create also a collection or a playlist, favorite, and so on, which any Web2 user, he's like, he will find it very easy. Even if you don't understand NFT, because he will be saying some audio stuff, so it's fine for him. We have also did the chat, so you can communicate to any other one who have the same wallet. Now it's just on Near blockchain. And we have this release, and we are inviting people to test, and it have the main functionalities like staking. Swap is not yet available. Chat, it's available, but just for certain user. Audio or the audio player and the video player are also available. So yeah, come and join us to test.
Perfect. So I have a lot of questions, right? Even though I know your solution, but we will move to Nadim. And please, guys, Eli and Nadim, right? If you have any question, feel free to ask. We are here to interact with each other. So thank you, Raed, for the introduction, for introducing Sync protocol. Now we'll be going to Nadim. Guys, Nadim is doing something different. He will not present his project because he's building a community, and he built a community, and he's doing something a bit different. I will give him the floor to explain himself and saying what he's doing. But trust me, he's doing something huge. Go for it, Nadim.
Thank you so much. I'm going to be sharing my screen. I hope you're able to see.
Sure.
Let me know if you're able to see this.
Yes, we do.
Thanks a lot for the introduction. Pleasure to be here. My name is Nadim Karam, originally from Lebanon, but born and raised in Dubai. I'm here to talk about DAOs and some of the work that DAOs have been doing globally and in the region. I myself am involved with the Cardano DAO, which is called Project Catalyst. I'll talk about it later, but starting with what is a DAO? So decentralized autonomous organization, very big, fancy words. So starting with what is a DAO, really this is one of the most simple and most elegant sentences to explain what a DAO is that I found online, actually. It says it's an online community. A DAO is an online community with a shared wallet and tools directing how to use it. So we'll go through each one within this sentence. So community are people like everyone here that are gathered with a shared mission and vision. It could be about anything really, but these people have a unified objective that they want to reach. So that's the community that have a shared wallet, which is a treasury. Most of the DAOs, you'll hear about voting through a token. So that's one of the utility among others that tokens or the treasury of the DAO can be used for. So that's treasury or funds to achieve their shared mission and vision. And then finally, so they have the money to achieve the vision with tools directing how to use it, which is basically a voting mechanism for them to achieve consensus on how should we use this money to achieve our shared mission and vision. So that's, I think, a very nice, elegant explanation that I found of what is a DAO. So thinking of why are we doing this whole thing? Why DAOs? Why are they relevant, especially in the Web3 space? So DAOs is all about governance. So it's a way to achieve governance in a decentralized way. So governance is how everyone here, a group of people within an entity, can agree on something, on a few things, on objectives. So it's the system by which entities are directed and controlled. It is concerned with the structure and process of decision-making and accountability. So how can many people within a community, within an organization, agree on a few things on how to proceed? And so why is this relevant in the Web3 space, in the blockchain space? Because when we look about how governance is being achieved today, when we think of, for example, an iPhone, so who decides what are the new features that are going to come in the iPhone 15 or iPhone 14? It's Apple that pays and they decide on how this technology is going to progress. The same with Android. You have Google that pays and decides. Same with Windows. There's Microsoft who pays and decides how the new version is going to look like. And so when we think of decentralized protocols, when we think of peer-to-peer systems without a king or a leader or a CEO, then how do we agree what's the new feature that we should integrate into the system? How should we proceed? And so this is where DAOs come in, especially with decentralized systems. It's a way for us to govern ourselves in the Web3 space in a decentralized way. So some of the benefits of DAOs quickly. Number one, obviously that it's decentralized. We've seen in our systems how centralized systems are very prone for corruption, waste, fraud, and abuse. We know this very well, especially from our region. So the idea here is that power is pushed to the edges. It's not centralized. And it's also anti-fragile. So there's no central point of failure. No matter what happens to the system, it can always progress. It's also autonomous participation. So there's no boss to tell you what to do. You can choose to add value any way that you want. You can work from anywhere, anytime, as long as you're adding value to this organization, to this DAO. There's also this concept of collective intelligence. When many people think together and try to agree on things, usually you get to better decisions than when you're thinking of things alone. And I personally have met some of the smartest and most interesting people through DAOs. And actually, Jafar here is one of them. I've met him, one of the founders and the organizers today. I met him through the Catalyst DAO that I'm involved in. And another aspect is transparency. So obviously, everything is happening on chain. Voting is happening through smart contracts. Everything is immutable, time-stamped, and auditable. And then finally, it harnesses the power of the community. Obviously, you see this theme consistently across Web3 space. So it's really from the ground up, community-led. Some of the challenges of DAOs in general today. So number one is speed. So obviously, when you think of a central CEO or a central body that can make decisions directly, they can make decisions very quickly. They don't need to consult with anyone. But in a decentralized way, for many people to agree on something, this takes a lot more time. And we still don't have the tools and the infrastructure for us to do this at scale. Another limitation, obviously, is education. This is a completely new way of organizing people. And it's, it completely flips business models upside down. So we're still really experimenting and educating ourselves on how things ought to look like. And then finally, security. So obviously everything is happening through smart contracts. So you have security hacked, and you need to make sure smart contracts are audited and so on. We've heard of a lot of exploits within DAOs. So here's the DAO landscape. There are DAOs about anything really. Actually, there are many DAOs coming from the Arab world as well. For example, recently, just a few days ago, Noon DAO launched, which is a DAO for Arab women in the Web3 space. So there are DAOs about music, there are social DAOs, environmental DAOs, anything that you could think of. I myself, as I mentioned, I'm involved in the Cardano's DAO, which is the Catalyst, Project Catalyst. Very quickly, I'll take you through it. So this is an innovation DAO. It's actually the biggest innovation DAO in the world. It has 1 billion ADA, Cardano tokens. That's around $400 million today. And so this treasury is actually community owned. Everyone that owns ADA owns this part of this treasury, and it's continuously being replenished from transaction fees and inflation. So in other systems, other blockchains like Bitcoin or Ethereum, all of the transaction fees and the inflation, they go to miners or stake pools now. But with Cardano, part of the design, part of the transaction fees and the inflation goes to this treasury that's owned by the community. It's always being added. And so today with this fund, you have businesses and entrepreneurs and anyone from all over the world can come in and say, out of this fund, I want a small amount to add value somehow, to implement my vision, to introduce a new feature, do some marketing, whatever it is that you want to add value to. And you ask for a specific amount. And then this goes through a process. There are people called community advisors or proposal advisors that come in and they'll sort of advise on how you can improve your proposal potentially, or seeing it in a different way. And then you have some time to improve it. And then there's some voting. So everyone that owns ADA, if anyone here owns ADA, actually you get paid to vote for which proposals you think should get funded. And the ones that get voted on, they get funding, and it's non-equity funding. So you keep 100% of your company. This is paid directly in a decentralized way from the blockchain itself. There's no VC that wants to take your arm, your leg, and your kidney. It's a lot more fair, and you keep 100% of your business. And then the funded proposals go through accelerators and incubators to increase your chances of success. And then obviously everything is audited based on ROI, which is not return on investment, but return on intention. So it's not necessarily that the token price should go up, but it's that you're adding value to the ecosystem somehow, which then adds more use and utility, which makes more transactions, which adds more fees into the treasury, which funds more projects, and that brings more use and utility. So it's like a positive feedback loop. And that treasury continuously gets funded and funds more projects. So that's how the DAO system works, especially with Cardano, specifically with Cardano Catalyst. And so who's involved in this DAO? There are some people that are full-time, like myself, core contributors, but there are people that come in and they add their value in any way that they want. There are over 44,000 people that have been involved in this DAO. You have people that come from businesses, business people. You have developers, marketing professionals, educators, community managers, and so on. Some statistics of this DAO so far: it's been running for about a year and a half. It's funded a little bit over $68 million to proposers from all over the world. 7.1 million of these proposers have already completed and provided their ROI, return on intention. And on average, every proposal got funded on average around $33,400 to achieve their proposal. And obviously, these proposals, you can ask for a small amount in the beginning and then deliver it and then ask for more, because these funds are continuous. So you continuously grow with the system as well. Obviously, we're experimenting a lot. This is very, very early stage. So we're still trying new things, seeing what works. One of the things we're now introducing in the next fund, which launches next month, is this concept of liquid democracy. So there are so many funds and proposals that are happening that you can't expect every person to read every single proposal. So we're introducing this concept called delegated representatives. So you delegate your vote to someone who's an expert in a field. Like I can delegate my vote to Eli when it comes to technical things, but I'll delegate my vote to Jafar when it comes to marketing, for example, and myself, I'll vote when it comes to something else. And so we're seeing what happens there when you can delegate your vote, liquid democracy. And we're also introducing shortly the concept of decentralized identity. So you'll be able to build a reputation for yourself. So it's not fair that every vote is equal. Someone that doesn't know anything about something, his vote is equal to someone that's an expert that has 20 years of experience. So with decentralized identity, you can build a reputation, and we're going towards a merit-based system. We're still experimenting there. And we're also experimenting with bounties at scale. So there's this platform called Decentralized Work, D-Work. So it's a Web3 enabled platform. You connect your wallet, and if you have a task that you want anyone to do, you can put it up. You can say how you want to pay them. Anyone from the community can come in, do that task, get paid, all through obviously on-chain and transparent. So we're testing how would that look like at scale for thousands of people. Here's a screenshot from the town halls. We have town halls regularly, just for you to get an idea of how the vibe is. Actually, we call it an experiment, and we say, welcome to the experiment. Things may break, lack documentation, differ greatly between iterations, disorient, overload, and inspire. So you'll notice this theme that we all know that we're still experimenting. We all know that it's still very, very early stage, and we're not sure what works and what doesn't, and we're testing different things. But actually, the vision is quite massive and it's powerful. And I think everyone in the DAO space really sees this vision long-term. Today, we're just really testing how this would look like with Web3 startups that are doing DAOs. We're also already starting to see small and medium-sized enterprises and NGOs introduce DAO concepts. And we're even seeing places around the world legislating DAOs and their structure within society. So that's becoming more and more prevalent. We're eventually going to start seeing large corporations introduce DAO elements into them. The vision is to scale even to towns, villages, organizations, cities, countries, and eventually global scale. So many people here believe within the 20, 30 years from now, the world will operate with a lot of the things that we're still experimenting with today. So effectively, what we're doing is that we are trying to create the perfect government for everyone, everywhere. And we all know that there's no such thing as a perfect government because it doesn't exist. So there's no blueprint for us to copy from. So we're all still experimenting how this would look like. And if we get this right within 20, 30 years, we change everything. This is how the social fabric of the world will operate in the 21st century and beyond. So definitely today we're still experimenting, but eventually the vision is massive. So if you're interested in getting involved somehow and joining a DAO, there are 3 pieces of advice I would give you. One is be genuine. So be genuinely curious about the DAO. As we saw, there are DAOs about pretty much anything. So choose a DAO that you're actually genuinely curious and interested in their specific goals and missions and vision. Because directly people will see if you're genuine or not. Then find your niche. So see what the DAO needs and then see how you can tailor your skills in order to sustain yourself within this DAO. And then also initiate and lead. So don't expect anyone to come and tell you what to do. And it's less about, I think we should do this. And it's more about, I saw that this maybe can be improved. So I created this document that automates something, who wants to join in this? And you'll generally see most of the people within DAOs are very welcoming. They're more than happy to work with anyone and welcome you with open arms. So you just need to, initiate and lead. In the MENA region, if you're interested in Cardano in general or in the Catalyst DAO in specific, we've created like an online community from the MENA region. Everyone within the group is either from or lives in the MENA region, and many of them are involved in this Catalyst DAO either through proposers or community advisors or voters or so on. So if you're interested, you can scan this QR code. I'm happy to share the link as well. You're more than welcome to join. And yeah, thank you for your time. I'm open to any questions you may have.
Wow, Nadim, I'm very, very glad to have you, man. This was a great presentation. Thank you for explaining what DAO is. And I'm really one of the fan of the DAOs, and I think in our countries, in the MENA region, our main problem is governance. So I think this innovation can really bring value. And I don't know, even in the blockchains, I'm part of the Catalyst, as Nadim explained. And it's huge, guys. It's huge what's happening. It's really the community who decides what project should be financed. Like it's really the community who decides what is the roadmap, if we can call it like that. So this is very, very important, at least in a decentralized world. I'm part of many other projects like Cardano, for instance, Near, even with Solana, etc. And I think the most decentralized, I would say it like that, the most decentralized governance is in Cardano. I'm not aware of any other program or any other DAO on the other blockchains. Maybe it's me, I'm not very aware of the others, what they are doing, but what Cardano is building is huge. I will just try to add some details. So Cardano, I think that this is the Fund 10 that will be launched in next month, right? So yeah, so it was I think every fund takes 3 months, like from the selection to the execution to distributing the funds, and the fund 10 will be launched next month. So anyone, everywhere who want to build something on Cardano, he can just publish or just answer some questions and look for community support to build his project. And being part of the MENA region community can really be helpful, because you guys are bringing voters to give you like the lights, or to give you the green lights to pass. So Mohammed and Darul Blockchain, we participated in the Cardano Catalyst. I will let Mohammed just give some words about our participation, even though we did not got selected yet. But it was like even an excellent for us to interact with the community, to see how we can improve our proposals, and being part of the community of the MENA region. I'm sure that our project will be passed.
Like definitely I think it's in our DNA to believe that the blockchain is a governance technology. Like personally, I do see it this way in the DNA, and I have this, and at Dell Blockchain we have the strong belief that DAOs are gonna be the next big thing around the technology. As you initially said, we're being in a bear market, and when it's the case, it's really time to build. And at Dell Blockchain, we have that vision. Like even in the branding and the naming, when we initially started, like I personally, and I share that vision with Jafar, that one day we will turn from Dell Blockchain to DAO Blockchain, and gather the whole ecosystem. This is what we are trying to do through this webinar and through different products and activities that we created. One of them was last year, an incubation program named Decentralized Impact, and it's first of its kind in the MENA region, being a blockchain oriented and a decentralized incubation program that we were able to run with the 1337 studio, and with the support of Impact Partner and International Finance Corporate branch of the World Bank, where we were able to attract 10 blockchain-oriented startups and entrepreneurs building decentralized solutions for the region. And the community were able to vote, to select through the different process. And it's definitely interesting to switch to Cardano. That was one of the proposals that we built. And through the support of our community, I hope that we will get the Cardano support for the next cohort.
We don't forget to mention that the Catalyst program, like the Decentralized Impact, was very inspired from the Catalyst program. Like
even in the naming, man, like you're being too shy saying inspired, but no, sincerely, when we conceptualized the program and with the Skander at the same time, like we went each one from his side and drafted our vision. We met and we both used Catalyst, and then we were like, Catalyst, like the Cardano Catalyst. Okay, we are on the right path. Like next cohort, we know on which blockchain we will be building.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think that as Eli is, they don't support like Cardano wallets yet. I think it's time maybe to do it. So please, Eli, just draft your proposal, and you have a great community that will be voting. You will get only like fans to do it.
I'm happy to help you.
We are driven by TVL and number of active wallets. So it's really not up to me to decide. It's up to the users on Cardano to bring more TVL to DeFi, to protocols that to DeFi protocols on Cardano, and to trade more. Because I mean, there is a lot of chain. Now I'm just checking the Cardano. Like I never checked it. Like,
yeah, so I think Eli, maybe as you guys know, like there is the updates that Cardano is building, and I think the DeFi is still new, at least in Cardano. So the numbers are growing like significantly. I think Nadim can give us more numbers about it, but I think Sunday Swap is really used today. Like it's one of the best DeFi platforms. I'm using it personally, and I think it's huge. So yeah, we will discuss maybe this after this session. But yeah, the users of DeFi on Cardano want you, Eli, to build Marlin for Cardano wallet, and you have the support of the MENA region community.
You know, like when we add a protocol, we run the node. So also we need to check, like I've never looked into Cardano, honestly. So we need to check also like how easy it is to run a node, an archive node, a bit more complicated than running a node, because this is the only way that you can get all the transactions. But yeah, why not? Of course, I'm more than happy to discuss that.
Yeah. Perfect. Also, I think for Raed, as Raed is building on Solana and on Near, I think moving to Cardano is good. I think I'm doing like the comp for Nadim. I don't know why.
Well, obviously, like that kind of webinars, events, or participating in conferences like this is how great ideas and connections are created, obviously. And I believe that this kind of event is what will bring more value to the region and to the community in the region. I remember when we started Decentralized Impact, like we discovered the real size of the blockchain community in Tunisia, and a lot of people were like, since it's still the technology is still at its infancy, I would say, or a bit more today, but it's not yet the mainstream technology. So most of the people are seeking for use cases and for connections. So definitely creating that kind of connections is what will create more value.
Yes, for sure. To be honest, like I wanted to ask Nadim to join us today, because I think that one of the main, let's say, added value, at least of the crypto world or decentralized world, as you name it, but as you want to call it, is community. And really being part of a real community can really take you to the next level. So this is a call for all our watchers today, or our audience. Please join the the WhatsApp group of the Cardano MENA region. And if you want to build something on Cardano, feel free to join the community. Let's go to a bit of more macro, let's say, questions. I think like today, guys, it's true that Dubai is part of the MENA region, but there is no other countries like initiating or building, giving opportunities to builders to build. if we exclude like Dubai, there is no, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is no regulation in any other like country. I don't know if you guys have any interaction with this question.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I obviously Ali can talk as well. I myself was born in Dubai and I was raised in Dubai, so I saw it completely transform. And it's really interesting. I mean, I feel like I've always seen it grow and expand, but the past few years has been exponential. I feel like now all the pieces are coming together and the formula works. So it's just attractive. It makes sense for many businesses to move here, especially crypto businesses. Just as soon as they launched VARA, Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority in Dubai, we heard literally four of the biggest crypto companies move their headquarters to Dubai, including Binance and Crypto.com and so on. And obviously the funds are there. It helps that it's zero tax. So many of the crypto people, obviously come for that. And they really do everything that they can to create an environment that that synergizes itself. I mean, there are specific months within the year, especially October and March, where every day there's 2 or 3 different crypto events, so people connect and collaborate. So it's just a healthy ecosystem that they've built, and I think it's working. It's attracting many different businesses around the world, and they're clarifying regulations as well, which also helps a lot.
Yeah, and this is happening only on Dubai. Like there is no crypto-related like events or initiatives in any other country. So I don't know if the governments on, I don't know, Egypt, for instance, or Morocco, Tunisia as well, we have some very shy like initiatives so far. Of course, there are entrepreneurs that want to innovate, that want to build. Ourselves, like Darul Blockchain, we initiated the first incubation program to promote Web3, to educate on Web3, but it's only like very shy decisions. I don't know. Dubai is very inspiring today. I don't know, like how can we as entrepreneurs bring or create the environment so that others can innovate and can build stuff. I took my time like to promote the community that Nadine did, because it really helps. Like it really can take you to the next level. If you are alone, if you are far, if you want to build, if you want to educate, like even if you want to create a small event for Cardano, you can just ask for funds and do it. So very powerful. Like at Darul Blockchain, we are trying to initiate some like events to educate people and this is one of the initiative that we are doing today, is to try to bring people from the MENA region to share their experiences, etc., etc. But I think alone, like doing it in this scale is not enough. We need more. We need to bring more people, and governments, or maybe not government, but organizations like sponsors, etc., need to put some efforts on this. I don't know. Let's. I want to go to Raed.
So just a point on Dubai. So, Dubai was not the first to make it easy to get crypto regulation. Bahrain was the first.
Bahrain, yeah.
Yeah, Dubai is loud, which is very good, because when you're loud, people, they hear you, so they come to you. So in fact, Bahrain was the first, and Binance, when they were first regulated, they were in Bahrain, and a lot of other crypto exchanges. I don't have in mind all the names, but there is Crypto Oasis, I think, or something like this. So all of them, Crypto MENA also, all of them, they were in Bahrain. And then there is VARA. And Abu Dhabi, I think, was the second. And Dubai was the third. But Dubai, why are they good? They go fast. So for example, last week I had a meeting with a crypto broker who kind of went bankrupt because he lended a lot of money to 3AC. 3AC went bankrupt, and so on and so on. So what VARA did, they invited them. They for the 2 founders, they gave them an apartment, and they told them, we will get you the regulation. Bring all your clients. You have 1 visa for free. and you can stay in Dubai. And for us, it was the same. Like, we were also working with a governmental authority here, and they said, "Hey, come, we'll give you a visa, open your company for free, and we'll help you push your product." So this is how Dubai moves fast, because they are giving a lot of facilities. I'm not speaking about bank facilities, because it's not easy when you are a crypto project to open bank account, but they are giving a lot of facilities for builders to come and to operate from here, which is good. And this is in fact the vision, but it will transform into reality that they're trying to give to the Western world, and for you also, guys.
All right. I didn't know about Bahrain, to be honest. I knew about Abu Dhabi and yeah, Dubai are doing it the right way. Being loud and fast, I think, is very efficient. At least most of the today YouTubers are based in Dubai. Like crypto YouTubers are based in Dubai. Crypto projects as well. So I think they are doing it right. So I hope that we in Tunisia and North Africa, we do the same to attract. All we need is attracting like entrepreneurs. So I want to go to Raed to ask him about his experience. Like Raed, as Tunisian, I know that you are living in France.
Yeah.
But did you get any type of support? Like what type of support did you get from any organization or yeah? Just tell us a bit about your experience. So I want you to inspire like
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually we did not get, a lot of support, because maybe you are new to the space. It have been like 3 years now, or maybe 4 maximum that we are building. But the most support that we got is from NEAR. I've been building on Solana, and as we all know, I think Solana have a serious problem with performance and maybe some security leak that happened at the time. But the most of support that we got from NEAR, so even if you are a Tunisian or in Africa, whatever you are, I think we will get that kind of support, because they are seriously taking care of the ecosystem and they just want you to build. So yeah, my advice is just go build. This may be the two that I know for sure, but I'm pretty sure there is a lot also of protocol or chain that they give this kind of support that I don't know yet, or I don't like dig better to check them. But yeah, so this
No,
is
definitely right.
yeah.
So the layer ones today are providing. They have grants program, like similar to Cardano, but the Cardano are doing it in a decentralized way. But the other ones, every I think project has a grant program. You just need to fill a form and
Exactly.
interviews, and you can get a grant. So if you have any idea, please just define where you want to build it and go. You can have support. I want to come back to Eli, as he has Volcor. They have like I think lots of users. I will he can give us some numbers, but there are any like North Africans or people from the Middle East, excluding Dubai and maybe Bahrain.
So one thing to know about our business is that we're speaking about only DeFi. Okay, and I always say DeFi is the level 2 of crypto. So the level 1 is you open an account on Binance, you start trading, you understand the differences between what is a shitcoin, what is a layer 1 coin, what's the dynamic of each coin. Then once you are good with that, okay, I want to go long on one coin, or I want to short a coin. How can I use some financial products to do this? And DeFi, literally, it's financial products on top of crypto. So sadly, no, there is not a lot of traffic from North African. Even from Dubai, there is not. Because I'm here, like I speak to some guys, they try out, but once again, most of the traffic is
From the US.
Canada, Australia, Europe, UK, France, Germany. Like this is where our biggest hub. Singapore, a bit Hong Kong, but yeah. I mean, I thought, what if I do a video in Arabic and I explain what we're trying to do, but I don't know what the impact will be. One thing that you ask Raed, and I see it in myself and Raed and a lot of guys, when you have a good project, okay, you want to be where the funds are, okay, where you meet a lot of people, okay, mainly Europe, US, a bit in Dubai, because crypto, it's all about partnership. Yes, you can reach out to the Discord group and speak with people, but it's not the same as meeting in events. You know, like the thing that I like the most is when I work with one guy for a year and then I meet them in an event. And those events mainly are in big cities. So a lot of smaller projects, they start, let's say, in the MENA region, but directly they move away from the region because there is more funding there, it's easier access to infrastructure and so on and so on. Now, there is a lot of developers that exist. I don't know for your ad, but I always try to look for developers in the region. For us, it's not that easy because if you don't know DeFi, I mean, it's very hard to work with us. But blockchain developers, now you can find more and more, and there is a lot in the region.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I think I remember when that time I asked Jafar if, because we are looking for some new profile, Web3 profile mainly, and maybe even if we find, I mean, I'm talking about Tunisia, there are profile, but they are rare.
Yes.
And you have to take much time to find them. So, I mean, maybe one of the solutions that I had is just, okay, I'll get someone who is interested in learning Web3, and I'll just give him time to learn it. I'll be with him, I'll follow up with him, and I'll give him like a good stuff to learn. And there we go. He will be a Web3 developer. If he loved it, he will continue. Else, I'm pretty sure he will just like go to build something else. So mainly this is maybe the problem that I have faced doing this, because even the technology, even if there is, for example, because there is a lot of chain, maybe they are, when you build in a blockchain and you, let's say you go to build on another blockchain, there is some difference you need to understand. So a developer will be frustrated, maybe, I don't know, but there is some difficulties there. Hopefully one day it will be solved and we will be finding the profile that we need.
Yeah, and talking about education. I forgot to mention, but Eli is one of the guys who started like the first Arabic Web3 channels, and it was huge. It was a huge. And we met
no,
there.
It's very outdated. I have to admit that it's very outdated now.
Yeah, true.
But I have to confess, Eli, as well, that was one of the main resources when I initially got onboarded to the crypto industry, to the crypto and blockchain industry. And by that time, like, you were really an inspiration for Jafar and myself to launch the Central magazine by that time. And to go back and link probably between learning, education, and the potential of human resources that we have in the MENA region, in North Africa, and in Tunisia, in particularly, like, we honestly see the problem that Raed was tackling as an opportunity. Really as an opportunity in their blockchain, either to gather people that are interested, like the same that you were seeing the thing, Brad. Like, we are really looking for people that have curiosity, because once you have that curiosity, you will be able to get the skills that you need, and to be either a Web3 developer, designer, or marketer, or any kind of skill that you can you can get and to improve your technicalities in that industry. That same opportunity goes also in connecting with blockchain ecosystems, and the same that we are today connected with NEAR, with Cardano. We also got support from Celo and other blockchains. Just to say that it's really an opportunity for us guys in the region to get the skills that we need to build real use cases and to be connected to what's happening in the world.
Perfectly, Mohammed. Perfectly. I agree 100%. And I think that's our mission, at least in data blockchain, is to try to leverage this, I think, problem, but a huge opportunity for us as North Africans and people from the Middle East. I don't know, how do we say, like, people from the Middle East? I can't find the words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some questions in the chat if you can go through that.
All right.
Nassim is asking, what made you go with Solana specifically? Transaction fee and speed are not the only important things. What about security and decentralization? So I guess the question goes to Raed.
Yeah. Actually, mainly it's transaction fee and speed, because we are not responsible about security. I mean, at least it's not us who are building Solana. So Solana team are responsible for that. We just built a layer on top of Solana. So, I mean, if there is a security thing, it will on Solana. I mean, for sure, it will affect any project or the whole ecosystem. This for sure. And about decentralization, I mean, it's decentralized already. Like, it's just another layer that exposes the communication between the game and between the blockchain. So it's not centralized. It's just a library that it will go back and forth between the client and between the blockchain, or let's say the RPC server. And you are good to go. It's not centralized. Yeah, it's decentralized.
Yeah. I think, Raed, maybe why you decided to go on Solana is the users who are in Solana today.
And the users, because at that time Solana was exploding, it's going up. And after this, after the problem that they had, because I think they built the on-chain order book, which you can trade on-chain. You don't be, as Eli mentioned, you don't want it to be on like Binance, which is a centralized exchange, or KuCoin, or whatever, any centralized exchange. For Solana or the Ethereum team have built this on-chain order book, which you can trade on-chain, which was amazing because order book needs speed in order to execute. And Solana or the Ethereum, based on Solana concept for speed and the community they have, it was good. So that's why, and and also for gaming, because you don't want to play a game and wait, let's say, 30 seconds for your transaction to happen. Solana is like, let's say, 2 seconds. It's near real time. So that's why we had this decision, or we take this decision to make the SDK or the plugin with Solana, or on top of Solana.
And another question, like, why NEAR?
Yeah, NEAR, it's the same. Okay, maybe NEAR, it have some bad luck. I don't know, but hopefully it will go up because it's missing some user base. We are seeing a lot of increasement on the user base, but it's not the same as we have seen maybe on EVM chain or on Solana. So, and also NEAR, it's easy to use, and also fees are like low, and the transaction are fast. And
right.
if you want,
and I think NEAR and Solana are very similar somehow.
And somehow for the transaction and maybe for the speed, they are similar somehow.
Yeah. Another question coming from Smartness. I think this is Hatem. So how Cardano DAO keep decentralization with the delegation voting?
Good question. So actually the idea is for it to increase decentralization, because today the only option that you have as a voter is to go through thousands of proposals, and no one has that much time. So what's happening actually, what eventually started happening is a little bit of centralization, because within the expert class that have the time to do this full time and go through all the different proposals. So the idea here is that now it gives you the option. You can still vote yourself if you want, but if you're too busy or you know someone that is smarter in a specific subject, you can delegate your vote to him. So it's still voluntary, and actually the idea is to increase decentralization with this, among other things as well.
Perfectly. I think this is layer 2 in DAOs. Yeah, so we have another question. So what do you think about
the Zenith project?
Do anyone know what is Zenith project?
I mean, I just checked it on my phone, and I think it's a wealth asset management application. So maybe the question is for Eli. It seems relevant to his product as well.
You have that project in your map?
No, I mean, let me check if we have it. I don't.
I'm also good.
No, we don't have it.
Google.
You know, like there is a lot of projects. Like it's impossible. You know, like today.
Based project.
Yeah, tell me, for example, Raed needs help on his project on NEAR. I will not know like what to do. You know, like we have 14 developers. Only one codes on Solana. I'm learning Solana because so it's really different. Like building a smart contract, it's really different than getting the data from the chain and understanding the smart contract. So when you think about if there is any developers listening to us, if you think about I am a blockchain developer, I say, okay, what do you do in blockchain? Are you an infrastructure developer? Are you an infrastructure? Are you in smart contract development? Are you you fetch data, EVM, non-EVM? I mean, there is a lot of alteration. Right, you're on NEAR and Solana, which is, I think, the lowest amount of developers. You know, like one thing that I learned, not in blockchain because it's very different, but usually, let's say you have an idea, and you're not tech, and you want to build this idea. What is the best way to know which language you should use? You just go online and see what is the most used language for front end and for back end. Because the more there is from it, the lower the price of the developer will be. And you let's say you choose you choose Java and React, and you will have a lower cost of development. But in blockchain, it doesn't work that way. It's very different. It's very use case oriented. Like he cannot build his if you call it like a mid layer on, for example, an EVM chain where there is a lot of developers, because it needs to be very fast for gaming. NEAR is a good solution, for example. Solana might be a good solution.
Yeah, I mean, even in Solana, there is no word of smart contract. They are calling them program.
Yes.
So even the keyword, because even the concept of token or like custom token or NFTs is different on Solana than the other chain. NEAR, maybe it's, I mean, in the concept, it's maybe similar of smart contract and stuff. It's similar to EVM chain, let's say. And also in Solana, in somehow it's similar. But you need to understand this. This is it.
Yeah, it's completely different. I mean, I started discovering Solana because now we're shipping stuff on Solana like a month and a half ago. And I'm still amazed, like how a token does not have an address, for example. They have a database of address. I mean, it's completely different. I'm sure Cardano is completely different.
Well, if you need anything, because we just ported the whole library of Solana to Unity, so we'll be glad to help. Anytime.
Yeah, we have a lot of issues, but I mean, mainly the issues we asked, like indexation on Solana. Who has indexed anything on Solana? Because as we said, like there is no event idea, like event order.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
This is what we're trying to do.
Yeah, in Solana, this is the difference between maybe the mainly on EVM and Solana. When you create, for example, a token or an NFT, you don't have to deploy, or maybe the case you don't have to deploy on contract like the case of Ethereum. On Solana, there is a centralized program or smart contract on chain, and you have specific instruction to call it, or you send specific transaction to that program address because it's there. And he will do all the indexing, he will do all the stuff. There is no event. It's just indexed because the blockchain, Solana, it was designed that way. And NEAR, for example, they have this indexing problem, and they just solved it, I think, maybe the last month. And this difference because every blockchain has its own concept, its own thing. So we just keep learning. I myself sometimes, I have a lot of things to discover every day. So
So no one is late. There is always time to learn. Like I'm always learning every day.
I think we are all in discovery mode. We are just learning. The technology in itself is very new, so we will be like learning and learning and learning again.
Guys,
I think we reached the like we are here since 1 hour and 10 minutes. Let's keep it short. Let's keep it short for our speakers. I'm really grateful for all of you for your presence. You guys will be more than welcome to come back again here. If you guys have any other or final comment, please do. So yeah, just a final word, Nadim, Eli, and Raed.
Yeah, maybe I'll start. Just thank you guys for inviting me. You guys are building something awesome. Keep it going. It's beautiful. I mean, the Arab world definitely needs a lot more of this. And I'm looking forward to how you guys grow, and hopefully we can keep building in this bear market together.
Thank you, Nadim. Thank you so much.
I mean, maybe for people who are listening to us and they wanted to learn more, just don't be afraid. There is a lot of resources in the internet. Just keep learning and ask for help, ask a question, and just do it. Don't think about it.
Just do it and make it happen. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So you can build anything from everywhere. You just need a PC and some lines of code. So I invite everyone to go into this journey. And for anyone who's interested in DeFi, you can add me on LinkedIn, send me a message, say, hey, I saw you in the blockchain event. If you want to discuss whatever you are looking at job in the DeFi, I can refer you to someone. If I can be of any help for anyone, I'm ready to do.
Amazing, Eli. And actually, I was checking that we are still having some questions from the community and thinking on how we can follow up since like we need to close this webinar. Yeah. So I think one of the ways would be to send you guys some of the questions that we are receiving from the community and keep interacting with our community in Daryl blockchain.
Sure.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the floor is yours, Jafar.
So guys, thank you so much. Thank you for your presence today. We will be doing this more and more. This is our first webinar. Even ourselves will be improving the format, etc., etc. You are our first guests. I'm very sure that you will not be. It will not be the last time. Thank you so much. Thank you to the audience. Thank you, Skandar, for the organization. Thank you, Muhammad. Looking forward to the next one. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.